Okay, so it's listen only tonight, guys. So for the benefit of the recording, if you can keep yourselves muted so that it doesn't interrupt the audio, that would be awesome. First of all, let me just say massive congratulations for completing this course and immersing yourself in new ideas and new ways of thinking. Because, you know, most people don't finish things. Most people don't invest in themselves, and most people never get the result that they really want in business and in life. And you can probably see the link there, but you're not one of those people. And that's why I really want to mark your achievement with a free gift this evening. I want to reveal to you today one of my closely guarded secrets, because this is a system that I normally share with just my one-to-one clients. But I want you to have it because you're serious. And I know you're serious because you've completed the program in its entirety. So you're clearly serious about being the best version of yourself and building a phenomenal life. And the great thing about that is that it fits perfectly with my mission. See, my mission is to help women across the globe to break free from the power grip that money has on them and live a life that's not only abundant but totally in alignment with the purpose that they have. You see, I genuinely believe that we've all got a purpose. We've got a mission that we're here to fulfill. And when we step up and accept that mission, you light the way for others to be brave and do the same. And the ripple effect that you create is huge. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is the exact system that I've personally used to create a successful 7-figure location independent coaching business, become a #1 best-selling author, and live my best life, my happiest life. Now, the system that I'm going to share with you is the 7-figure business ladder. And this is a 7-step system that I have personally created, implemented, and have helped countless other women to create success using in a 12-month program that I run called the Women's Wealth Accelerator. So this is something that you're not going to find that anyone else is coaching or teaching. And you're getting the lowdown here tonight exclusively. Just make sure that you're muted, guys, because I'm getting a little bit of background noise. So this is a system that anyone can use to create a business from scratch and take it to 7 figures step by step. But this is for service-based female entrepreneurs that are running online businesses. So let's take a look at the steps. Now, there is an 8th step, which we're not really going to cover tonight. We're going to look at the first 7. So the 8 steps on the ladder, what we'll do is we'll go into the 7 steps in a little bit more detail as we go through, but just to give you a bit of an overview. So step 1 is the vision and preparation stage that you need starting any business. This is where most people usually fail at the first hurdle, and the reason that most businesses never really get off the ground. This step is like the foundation to your business. It's no different to building a house. If the foundations are a bit dodgy, it won't stand the test of time. So we're going to look at that in a little bit more detail in a minute. Step 2 is around creation. So this is the creation stage of a business. This is where you get clear on exactly what services you'll be offering in your business, and it will be very tightly linked to step 1, because it needs to be very tightly linked to your mission, your vision, your purpose, and the foundations that you put in place for the business from the offset. Step 3 is about branding. No business survives without a solid brand. To attract your ideal client and represent your mission, your brand has to be on point. This is also a huge area that people mess up on. They have a great service to offer the world, but they don't know how to package it correctly so that people understand what it is and how to get their hands on it. They also don't recognize that they are their brand, regardless of what product or service you offer. It's the person behind the business that really counts, and we're going to be looking at that as well in a little bit of detail. When you have got a brand, step 4 is then about taking that brand to market. So the marketing stage, you need a strong marketing strategy to get your brand message out into the world so that people know that you exist and begin to reach out to learn more about the things that you can offer them. This is super easy with new advancements to social media and technology, and it's easy if you know how and you have the right strategy. So now you've got a service, a brand that's attractive. Sorry, can you just make sure you're muted, guys? Okay, let me just come back in. Okay, so now you've got a brand and marketing message. Step 5 is about selling. And you need to perfect the art of selling. Selling something that scares most people. Even the word sales throws up so much for people. But here's the thing, life's about sales. Whether you're selling yourself to a boss for a new job, a partner you want to date, or a client in your business, sales is a very valuable life skill. So step 5 is where you perfect how to sell to the leads that are being generated to turn them into paying clients. Step 6 is about fine-tuning your business. By the time you get to the end of step 5, you've got a very profitable business. At this point, you should be in the online arena earning between 10 and 20,000 a month. And this is where we look then at the fine-tuning stage of leveraging your business. What do we need to get better at? How do we need to tweak things, change things a little bit and adapt things so that you can earn more but not have to work more? And step 7 is where we begin to do that work on leverage. This is the logical next step in a business of this size. Working out how can I earn more but work the same amount of hours? How can I hire? How can I streamline my business model to be more effective with my time? High-level leadership is where it's at in step 7, where your team's growing and you're spending time leading and working on things that make you money. Step 8 is the ultimate leverage business. We're not going to really look at that tonight. That's for people that are already in like the realms of high multiple 6-figure earners that are taking it to 7 figures plus. So let's take a look at the steps in a little bit more detail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a lesson from each step. Bearing in mind this is a 12-month coaching program, so you're never going to learn it all in an hour, but I'm going to pull out some key parts from each step so that you can learn enough to be able to go away and implement something straight away. So step 1, vision and preparation. Let's say you're someone who is totally lost and don't know what business you want to create. Let's say that's where you are, or let's say you're somebody that has a business but it's just not moving in the way you want it to, and you feel frustrated, you feel confused about what steps to take. The vision and preparation stage is where we look at clarity, because with clarity comes a newfound motivation, inspiration. You have more of a spring in your step if you know where you're going and why you're going there. So the vision and preparation stage is about getting clear on 3 things. And I'm only going to go into one of these 3 things this evening. But it's about getting clear on you, first of all. The mindset that you currently have, is it a mindset for success? Who do you need to become to get to the next level of success? Because our income will never exceed our personal development. So it's about taking a real look at ourselves and asking, what areas do I really need to work on as a person, and how can I get the help to work on those areas? The second thing we're looking at in step 1 is, what is it you want to create? Now, what I'd like to share with you on this step is the 3 P's of projection. This is how I help clients get really clear on what it is that's important to them and build a business that's in alignment with all of those things. Because it's very easy to build a business that doesn't give you what you want at the end if you don't consider all areas of your life. I've worked with multiple 6-figure females that really dislike their life and might be earning a great income, but they're working too hard for it. They're not spending time with their family and they're not living the life that they want. And that's because at vision preparation stage, they didn't set the right foundations and get really clear on that. Now, using the 3 Ps of projection model helps you to do that. So the first P stands for personal. This is where you get clear on what it is you want personally, but I want you to dig really deep and think about every area of your life. Where do you want to be living? Who do you want to be living with? Who do you want to be waking up next to? How much time do you want to be spending with the people that you love? How many hours do you want to be working every day? How many days do you want to be working every week? And when you are working, what do you want to be working on? How do you want to be working? Do you see yourself working face-to-face with people? Do you see yourself working in groups? Do you see yourself working online? Do you see yourself traveling the world and working from your laptop? You need to get clear. Because in order to build a business strategy and structure that suits what you want, you need to know what it is that you want. Because you don't want to be one of the people that builds a business that actually you work really hard for and find that you've bought a life that you didn't want to buy. So personal is all about you, everything that makes you happy. If you've got hobbies and you want to be able to spend time doing them, write it down. A really great way to get clear on this, because it can be a struggle for people. It can be difficult to get that clarity and dream big. A great way to do this is by scripting out your ideal day. Now, you did a bit of work on this already in the manifestation program, so you know what I mean by scripting. But what you will have found in that ideal day is that you, by diarising, almost writing a diary of what you did that day, where you woke up, who you woke up next to, what did you have for breakfast, where did you have for breakfast, where did you eat breakfast, what can you see when you look out of the window, what car are you driving the children to school and what are you doing when you get home. By actually scripting out what that day looks like in detail, it gives you a lot of clues into what you really, really want. It pulls it out of you. Now, when I did this for the first time, I realised I really wanted to be a mum. As that was something that I didn't really think was important to me until I scripted out my ideal day. And suddenly I was in a nursery waking up a baby and I realised, wow, this is something that's in there that I've been scared to get out. So getting clear on your personal goals is about dreaming big and getting clear on what you really want, not what you think is possible for you. The second P stands for purpose. This comes back to what I was saying about, the belief that everybody has a purpose, everybody has a mission. It's about getting clear on who do you want to serve and why. Who is it that you're here to serve? And this doesn't have to be, some people think unless you're in self-development, you don't have a mission. Of course you do. I work with photographers, makeup artists, so many different women that have amazing businesses, but they have a really strong purpose and mission attached to them. Because when we have that, it takes us through any challenge. It's bigger than our goal. It's bigger than the material things. It's bigger than the money. It's why the world will be different because you are here. It's the lives that you're going to change and the ripple effect that you're going to create by doing the work that you do. So it's about getting clear on that. And then when we've done that, we can move on to the third P, which is profit. Notice how I've put profit last, not because money isn't important, but because it's not the most important thing. Because if you've got $1 million in the bank, but you have poor health, no time, and you're not in alignment with your purpose, what's the point? You're living half a life. Profit comes last because when you know what you want personally, you can cost it out. And you can be really specific with it and say, okay, I now know where I want to live and where I want to go on holiday and blah, 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 blah. How much is that going to cost me? What do I need every month to live that lifestyle? Now, the other thing that we do in step 1 phase is get really clear on your ideal client and who they are. We understand their world. Who is it, this person that you're here to serve? We step into their shoes and get to know them better than they know themselves. Because until you can do that, you can't position yourself and your service in a way that is attractive to somebody that you haven't made time to get to know and understand their places of pain and how you can take them from a place of pain to where they want to be. And that is any business with any service or any product. Now, when we've done this work, we know by the end of step 1 exactly what you want to create, exactly who you want to serve and what they need from you. Step 2 is about creating that. Now, when you're creating any content as a service-based entrepreneur, when you're creating any material and structuring your business, you do it with your ideal client in mind. And the way I like to do this is with a brainstorm, a good old-fashioned pen and paper brainstorm. And I love the big artist pads. And I sit there and I put in the middle of that my ideal client. So let's say, for example, that you're somebody that is a mindset coach to mummies. For example, you want to help women who are mums to develop a fierce mindset so that they can thrive as a mum and a businesswoman. For example, let's say that's your business model. What we would do is we would write mummies in the middle of that brainstorm, and then we would start thinking about this woman in detail. So who is she? So you might write, she's aged between 30 and 45. That will go on your brainstorm. She's maybe got a business or a high-powered career. She's also recently become a mum. You'd be writing all of these things down. And you step into this woman's shoes and you understand her world. What are her challenges right now? And how are they showing up for her? And this is about being really specific. This is about writing things down like, I'm dropping my child off at the school gates with a mind full of to-do lists. I'm never present. I feel guilty when I'm working. I feel guilty when I'm spending time with my children because I still feel like I should be working. I feel confused about whether it's possible for me to develop a great business and be a great mum. I feel torn all of the time. I'm missing out on things. I'm making excuses. You know, really brainstorming what's coming up for this woman and how is it showing up for her. Because you cannot create incredible content for someone unless you understand their place of pain. Now, when we know the pain point, we then go to, where do they want to be? What's the opposite of that? What does this woman really want? She wants balance. She wants to thrive in business and thrive at being a mum. She wants to have both. She wants to feel completely fulfilled in every area of her life. She wants to earn a 6-figure income. She wants to work part-time and be at the school gates and be present. So you'd be writing the difference in where she is and where she wants to go. Now, the gap of where she is and where she wants to be, the gap is your content. That's where you fill in the blanks. That's where you create programs or coaching programs or whatever it is that you decide your business is going to look like. The content is built out of that gap because you want to take people from A to B, but you got to get clear on what A looks like and what B looks like before you can work out the bit in the middle, which is your content. And obviously in the program, we go into a lot more detail on this and how you just structure it. And also, you know, if you want to do an online program, how to upload an online program, how to make it client friendly, etc., etc. But that's just a snapshot of one of the lessons in step 2. Now, when you have that created, you have a service now, you've got a product and you're ready to brand. Now, the branding stage is often misunderstood because there's a lot of psychology that goes behind branding. There's an awful lot of psychology, especially in the online arena, because you have a couple of seconds to make an impact. You have a couple of seconds to make an impression. Now, people take action based on a feeling, not so much on facts, especially online. You know, when you land on a website or when you're scrolling through Facebook and something catches your attention, it's because of a feeling, and you have a couple of seconds to decide whether you're going to stay on that page or that ad or whatever it is, or whether you're going to move on. And you'll make that decision based on, oh, this just stands out to me, or this is attractive to me, or this feels right. I feel like I'm in the right place. That's brand psychology. Certain personality types will be attracted to certain colours. Certain personality types are attracted to certain fonts and images. Your branding needs to say in images and words in a snapshot within a couple of seconds that you are the best person to help your ideal client. And this is quite a complex area. So in the time that we have, I can't go into so much detail about this, but what I'd like to share with you is the colour psychology side of it and just delve into that a little bit. So there are 4 main colour personality types, and they are the seasons. So spring, summer, autumn and winter. How you brand yourself will really depend on what the type of business you have. So if you think of spring colours are pastel, pastel pinks, pastel blues, pastel yellows. They're quite soft colours. If you imagine a spring day and the colours that you would expect to see outside on a spring day, it's quite pastel-y. Now, spring colour brands are normally for creative brands, artistic brands. I'm working with a lady at the moment that is helping people that have given up on their artistic dreams or their music career to develop businesses in music. Now, hers is a very artistic, creative brand that is going to be appealing to creative people. So the spring palette is perfect for those types of people because creative people are drawn to spring brands. But also spiritual brands are generally spring. Spiritual intuitive coaches, because it's a softer, it says intuition, it says spirituality, it says warm, approachable, and it's also quite a girly brand as well. So if your ideal client's a woman, then that would be a good brand to go with. The summer personality when it comes to branding is, if you imagine the spring day but more vibrant. So it's the shocking pinks, the deep blues. Just imagine a summer's day. It's all the colours that you would expect to see on a summer's day. The summer personality is more, it says success, ambition, drive. A lot of success coaches, business coaches will use, for female entrepreneurs, will use a summer brand. Then when you move into the autumn brand, you get a lot warmer. So think again about an autumn day, burnt orange, browns, reds. This is more of a dynamic go-getter brand. It's more of a powerhouse brand. So if you think no bullshit, no nonsense mindset coaches, if you think I'm working with a lady at the moment who's a resilience coach, her brand's very autumn. It's a fiery brand. If you think of winter brands, it's ice white, ice kind of cold colours, very premium brand. It's a very luxury, high end. It says expenses, it says wealth, it says premium clients. Think of yacht companies or high end premium companies would use a winter brand. So it gives you an idea of some of the psychology that goes behind branding. And you might already be thinking of your business and asking yourself, are my colour personalities right for the type of business that I run and the type of person that I'm looking to attract? When the branding's right, you're ready to go to market, but not until. See, a lot of people that come to me asking for my help will say to me, Michelle, I'm not generating enough leads for my business. I'm finding it really frustrating. I'm not earning what I want to earn because the leads aren't coming in. I have a marketing issue. Very often it's not a marketing issue. Very often it's a foundation, step one issue, a content issue, a branding issue, and then it's a marketing issue. So marketing comes in this order because unless all the other points are right, you can market and spend loads of money on Facebook ads, but it won't work out because there's a lot of moving components that have to come together for marketing to be a success. Now, what I coach under marketing is two main things. One is generating free leads for your business without spending a penny. I generated, from launching my business, 60 grand in 6 weeks without spending a penny on Facebook advertising. So I'm a massive believer that with some hard work, you don't need to be spending lots of money on advertising when you're starting out. But you do need to know about Facebook advertising because you'd be mad to ignore it. It's very profitable. And it's very lucrative, but only if you know what you're doing. You can just throw money at it and get absolutely nothing back. So you do need to know how to get the best out of your money, how to get the most bang for your buck. Now, the one thing I want to teach you today on marketing is that you are the first thing that you're marketing. And what you're marketing isn't a sales pitch. It's you as a person. It's about having a strong personal brand and showing up. You need to be visible. Social media has made it so easy in the 21st century for anybody to grow wealth online. Anybody. Now, the reason for that is because you can develop an audience of people that love your work without needing to hire an agent. The only way to develop an audience and grow a massive network years ago, the only people that were really doing that was celebrities. Celebrities can be paid $1 million for standing in a photograph with a brand that they probably don't even use, that in my opinion is really inauthentic. But that's the value of their following, their audience, because they've developed that following and they've developed that audience by being visible and showing up. Social media has made that possible for anybody to monetize their following on Facebook or any other social media platform. But you've got to be visible to do it. And that includes stepping out of your comfort zone, being authentic and showing up as you, the best version of you, but you. And it involves adding value. See, it comes back to your mission and being in alignment with that mission. Because if you're showing up on social media all of the time, selling, putting out sales pitches, advertising your product, advertising your service, and coming at it from a hard sales point of view, you don't create an audience of followers. And it's probably not in alignment with your mission. You see, if your mission's bigger than the reason for you, that, bigger than money to you, and you want to show up and you genuinely want to change lives and help people, no matter who you are and what business you're in, then that will shine through in everything you do. This is about making a social media plan and having a strategy to show up every single day, even on your worst days when you don't feel like it. Are you doing regular live videos, adding value on your area of expertise for free with no agenda, just because you want to give? Because that is powerful marketing these days. There are far too many people out there selling. There are far too many people out there posting videos and etc. with come and buy my stuff, and nobody cares because it might have worked 5 years ago. It doesn't work now. People will love you and be loyal to your brand and want to repay you at some point by becoming a paying client if you show up for them first without wanting anything in return. Now, when you've absolutely nailed marketing from a free marketing point of view and also from a paid advertising point of view, you've got your leads coming in left, right and centre. You're branded in the right way. You're attracting the right client. Your marketing strategy is strong. The leads are coming in. Step 5 is converting those into paying clients. Now, I don't teach people to become awesome salespeople because I don't believe in sales. I don't believe in selling. I don't think that it's about pursuing or convincing somebody. I've never had to pursue or convince a client or someone to buy a program from me. And the reason for that is I practice authentic sales. And this is what I want you to really take away from sales. It's about being authentic in your selling. It's about knowing your worth, understanding your value, and being able to articulate that to the right person at the right time. Now, if your branding's right and your marketing's right, you're always speaking to the right person at the right time, so it makes it a lot easier for you. But selling is also about saying no, because for the longevity of a strong brand that stands the test of time, that people refer other people to and vouch for you as being the best person to come to in your area of expertise, that comes from saying no sometimes. I turn down a lot of clients that want to work with me because they're not right for my program. I don't feel like they're in the right frame of mind, or they're ready for the sort of support that I offer, or they're ready to commit and up level. So I'll say no to them. I'll also say no if I don't think I'm the right person to help them. I'm not going to try and make a square peg fit a round hole, because what's going to happen then is they're not going to get the results. And everybody I work with gets results. They have changed. They see a difference in their life and they see a difference in the business because I make sure of it. One, because the 7 or 8 steps that I coach work, but also because I don't put people into programs unless I'm 100% certain that they're ready for it. So it's about saying no sometimes too, to protect the longevity of your brand, not just focus on making a sale. I know there are a lot of coaches and business owners out there that will just make a sale for the sake of making a sale and to take the money. But those sort of businesses won't be around in 5 years, 10 years. If you want to build a legacy business, you want people to always have something positive to say about you and your brand. And if you make sure that you're always doing right by people and focus on serving first, your business will always, always take care of itself. This is about finding out about people, being genuinely fascinated about their world and how you can help them with your service. And if you can help them, articulating that by showing them how much value you can add. That is sales. It's not about convincing and it's not about pursuing. Step 6, fine-tuning. When you've mastered all of those steps up to this point, you've got a very profitable business now online. You're separating yourself from everybody else out there. And the exciting thing about step 6 is this is where you can start looking at what you've already done and asking, how can I improve? And this is a really important part of building a business, because even if you're smashing it, you still want to be looking and saying, how can I be better? What can I tweak and change and adapt slightly so that I can get the maximum output from my business? This is about looking at stats and figures. You know, how many leads am I generating every day? How many of those leads am I converting? How can I improve that ratio? And constantly striving to be better, because to be a high-level entrepreneur, you're never done learning. You're never done evolving. You're never done working on you. And step 7 is leverage. Now, you've only got a 7-figure business if you've got a scalable business. Because in order to get to 7 figures, it has to be scalable. Now, you will be making sure in step 1 that it's scalable, because you're putting the right foundations in place. If you know you want a 7-figure business, you make sure you've got a scalable business model. Step 7 is where you begin to scale it. This is where you can look at leveraging your time and tweaking things so that you have more time available to do the things that make you money, or even more time available to do the things that you enjoy and not do the things that you don't enjoy. So when my business got to the sort of 7-figure mark, I had to start looking at, okay, hiring a marketing manager, hiring a social media manager, hiring a media manager to take care of my podcast interviews, etc. Hiring a VA to take care of my appointments, putting a support team in place to take care of people's questions and emails that I might get of people that are in programs. But you've got to be prepared at that point to become high-level leadership and high-vibration leadership. Because at step 7, it's about leading a team of people. It's about holding people accountable that work for you and with your brand, getting the best out of them. And we're not going to go into step 8 this evening. So you can see there's a very clear step-by-step formula to becoming a 7-figure business owner online. And this is the same formula that I've used. And the thing is, I don't teach anything that I haven't implemented. I leave out the stuff that I have implemented and I know doesn't work. I can tell you it's took me probably 10 years to crack the code, because there's so many messages out there. There's so many. I had to have a mindset coach, a marketing coach, a sales coach, and I knew I wanted to create something that was all in one place so that entrepreneurs can follow it step by step and get results without having to guess what works and guess what doesn't work. But here's what I know about implementing this ladder. Some people will watch this video and it will be just another video they watch, where they'll think, yeah, that sounds great, but do nothing because it's not the right time. And that's another form of excuse and procrastination. Then there's the other type of person who'll be watching this thinking, I want to get started on this right away. I want to implement these things right away, but I need help. And of course you do. Everyone does. And that's why I work with a business coach too. So if you feel like you would like help implementing this model into an existing business or to set up a brand new venture, here's what you need to do next. So go to www.michellestonhill.com/discovery sessions. If you go onto my website, michellestonhill.com, and hit discovery session, then you can fill in a form. Now, the reason I'm asking you to fill in a form is because I need to assess whether this might be right for you and if I can help you. And if after we have the session it's not a fit, then that's absolutely fine. I'll be totally upfront with you if I don't think I can help you. Please note though that this isn't something that's going to be around forever. So I just want to give you a bit of an insight into that. I open the doors sporadically for this program because there's only a small amount of places at any one time for this program. Now, right now, I have 2 spaces for my next enrollment, which is next month. I've had 75 application forms this week for that space. I haven't started working through them properly yet because I wanted to do this webinar first and give you guys that have just come out of the manifestation program an opportunity to opt into one of those calls with me before I work through the 75 application forms. So you need to act fast if you want one of those sessions. This is a free personalized strategy call. This is where I'm going to be in 45 minutes asking you a ton of questions about you, where you want to go, your business, where you're at now. I'm going to be listening for any blocks, and I want to add a ton of value in that time together. But ultimately, our goal is to work out whether this is right for you and whether you're going to be somebody that I mentor for the next 12 months. Thank you so much for logging in tonight, guys. Happy graduation. I hope you've learned a ton of stuff from those steps and that you can go away and get started on up-leveling your business right away. Take care. Have an awesome evening, or what's left of it.